1. Libra and Cancer. Libra woman and Cancer man. Partners live in totally different worlds, have various passions and needs. Mr. Cancer is secretive. Temperament has been abolished and willing to offend, particularly if your partner is too frequently devoted to herself to the flirtation of Mrs. Waite, open, tolerant, and full of charm. Character and main partner of that time. It will irritate. In order to survive, both parties feel dissatisfaction and disappointment. Libra man and Cancer woman. The chance for a successful and long-term relationship between them is rather small, even if they try hard, and almost sure they are for each other at the beginning. While they assure you want to be together, it soon turns out it is not as easy or nice as you expected. There are too many misunderstandings, and their lives are actually a series of more or less serious arguments. They cannot understand their needs and live up to their high expectations that make them moody, and moments of peace and tranquility are rare events. Although the relationship is slightly safe, a lot of effort and time will be needed. They probably won't be patient enough to go through the tough times of difficulties and resentment. In order to establish a stable, strong relationship, they should learn how to express and interpret their feelings, and as they are both selfish, it may be impossible. 2. Libra and Virgo. Libra woman and Virgo man. Probably it will be joyful, calm, but also not dull and harmonic. She, Libra, will play an essential part, who cares so much about preserving harmony in her household that she can agree virtually everything that is not contrary to sensitivity. She is extraordinarily patient, and she can communicate to he Virgo her unconditional affection. She can't live up to expectations, therefore normally there is no need to be reluctant. He appreciates all things, but can't always reciprocate because he does not know her requirements occasionally. Usually, he does not like social life because he's a house bird and he wants to spend all the time alone with his spouse. But if he learns to become more open to others, nothing can damage the happiness and fulfillment of his partnership. Libra man and Virgo woman. These two sense a tremendous attraction from the very beginning to one another that makes them believe that they're meant for each other. They are attracted by one another and only advantages are seen in the early period of the connection, disregarding the inconveniences subsequently obvious. She, Virgo, is very grave, balanced, sometimes even timid, so clever and carefree he, Libra, draws her with his uniqueness and demonstrates how to enjoy. He appreciates his helpfulness and capacity to become a fantastic housewife as early as possible, a characteristic of his future bride. These are the traits they share, yet there are many contrasts, as their characters, that might make them feel offended by the opposing characteristics. However, if you succeed in loving each other genuinely and profoundly, you will be able to tolerate, and after spending some time together, you will learn how to provide less attention. 3. Libra and Leo. Libra woman and Leo man. In reality, you have an opportunity to share in happiness and mutual respect for a lifetime, but you can't be sure whether you are dedicated enough to do so. Their strong side is similar temperament, which allows them guess and easily, at least to a certain point, meet their requirements. They agree in many aspects of life, notably in social life that they both appreciate. There is, however, the chance that they may always lose their affections and become friends, who merely want to have fun together without a deeper connection between them. Their lives never will be dull, of course, since they both know how to make it interesting and never grow tired with each other, because they don't spend time alone and don't know whether one of them won't enjoy it. Libra man and Leo woman. Although they appear to be a happy and matched pair, they are flawed alone. Particularly when they decide to start a family, their lives are full of resentment and misunderstandings, which usually are useless and just prove that she, Leo, and he, Libra, are not together and are not tired. However, if they decide to acquire acceptance and tolerance to stay together, they will be successful. But it demands not only a lot of efforts, but also a lot of time, and they cannot rest certain whether it would be worth the outcome. Everyday life struggles because they have a different approach to organization. Therefore, they should be conscious that living together will be difficult occasionally. 4. Libra and Gemini. Libra woman and Gemini man. They can't build a long-lasting connection, instead. And their principal cause is their volatility, as they are both unstable in their sentiments and care little about words. They love to be with the other sex, and even if they are in a relationship, they cannot stand without flirtations, which are only sometimes harmless. Moreover, even if she likes to flirt with herself, she doesn't agree to her partner, and her jealousy and suspicions bombard him. He, Gemini, however, is too independent to let anybody dominate him. In particular in this way, therefore he will certainly not accept the conduct of his partner. On the other hand, it can't be denied that it's not making her content with security, which is why they can't build a stable relationship that they both dream of. Libra man and Gemini woman. You don't know whether this pair has a chance to have a good relationship, as they are both unpredictable and don't fulfill their commitments even if they swear. You may wreck the connection in a day, as well as convert an apparently short romance into something durable and lovely. You can be certain of one thing. They both need much patience, but they also recognize and endure their shortcomings. Both have many of them, and without patience and understanding, they may each damage their connection, even the most vital. Nevertheless, they need to acknowledge their potential, and, if they only try, they may establish a marvelous relationship based on respect for their rights and obligations and mutual trust, since they will know what they can anticipate when they get to know each other more effectively. 5. Libra and Taurus. Libra woman and Taurus man. Such a relationship will certainly be successful if they love one another, because they can trust and respect one another. He, Taurus, is sedate, quiet, and self-controlled, so she, Libra, will finally get her desired stability and can rely on him in any life situations. Some misunderstandings can mostly be caused by her jealousy and reasons, as she is a very outgoing and sociable person, especially when it comes to the company of men. She likes innocent flickering, which reassures her of her continuing attraction, but she often does nothing to catch people's attention and attract them anyway. However, her boyfriend could feel secure because if she loves him, such innocent flirtations mean nothing to her. All that she cares about is him, so he shouldn't have to ask her to give up all meets with friends, because they both require greater patience. Libra man and Taurus woman. Because of the good impact of the planet Venus, they have a wonderful opportunity to comprehend every sphere of life, and therefore, in principle, there is no reason not to live together happily. They share comparable characteristics, future ambitions, and value similar things. They cherish and seek beauty and a mutual pastime, art. They also have a common passion. You know what you want and have no difficulty analyzing your existing position, so that you may meet your wants not only the material, but emotionally, and you both may feel pleased. It will, of course, not always be an idyllic connection, as she, Taurus, and he, Virgo, would prefer to have it all by themselves, which may create conflicts from time to time. But they are as fast as they last, so they shouldn't influence their relation. 6. Aries and Libra. Libra woman and Aries man. He, Aries, and she, Libra, have a wonderful opportunity to establish a pleasant and happy relationship, but they will need some participation, especially in their learning tolerance and understanding. Without it, anything small can trigger a teacup storm, after which compounding might be difficult. It is therefore necessary to settle every disagreement before utilizing compromises seriously, and not to blame each other. She, Libra, must keep in mind that he, Aries, is authoritarian and wants to at least some extent that his partner fulfills him, and will not resign from him regardless of the circumstances and her character. If she has goodwill, that shouldn't be an issue, given because he doesn't want to make her feel controlled by his power. He even submits to her, as he is charmed by her appeal and ready to do everything that for her, including the domination of his inclinations. Libra man and Aries woman. The two of them have a lot in common, and not only do not repel, but even complement all the contrasts between them. They must, however, be careful not to limit their demands, especially when it comes to achieving objectives, because any debate in this sector can generate significant problems. It is excellent to discover a reciprocal pastime to spend more time together. It will only do good, and it's not good for them to be separated for too long. They can communicate effectively, so that they may simply take any major choice of their lives and strengthen their connection and trust. They respect each other deeply and can rely continuously on one another, because if you discover on the one hand that this relationship does not meet its emotional requirements, you may attempt to locate the pleasure outside it. 7. Libra and Pisces. Libra woman and Pisces man. They are totally intrigued and just have eyes for themselves in the early phase of their relationship. They are confident they fit each other perfectly, and no one can convince them of their mistakes. That is why people are generally quickly immersed in this relationship, and they only begin to realize their differences and true characteristics when they make it official. It frequently turns out that in many areas they cannot agree, therefore numerous arguments are unavoidable. In the beginning they will probably assume that such disagreements go on over time and ultimately discover happiness together, so that nobody understands who and when it is worthless and preferable to divide such a tedious relationship. Moreover, after they split up, they will question why they believed it would work out, because they are so different and annoy one another more in reality than they feel joyful. Libra man and Pisces woman. Regrettably, it appears that such a relationship will not be particularly fascinating, and soon they will become bored. They have little in common, thus there will be many disputes on all subjects, even crucial ones, and it will be difficult to reach agreement. If you choose to create a family, nevertheless, you will have to be determined and patient. They may be attempting to avoid each other, not to create fights, and to spend their entire lives doing this, but it will certainly not make them happy or pleased. Rather, they understand that it was an error to be engaged. They are going to keep clear, because they have different hobbies and goals. She, Pisces, desires the development of her soul, whilst he, Libra, has some interests, but they differ entirely from her, and all he does, in truth, is to avoid spending time at home. 8. Libra and Aquarius. Libra woman and Aquarius man. Chances of a good connection between these two are pretty small, but the weather is mostly up to them. The main question in this instance is establishing common ground in some areas of life. You are sure that your understanding will also show in your family life if you succeed. It is good for them to discover a shared activity and spend time together, cooperate and become closer together as much as possible. They may also succeed in their working life as they are structured in similar ways, and also faithfully perform their tasks, therefore providing a great opportunity for pleasant teamwork. However, it is important to highlight that even if she, Libra, and he, Aquarius, manage to establish a family life that makes more effort than love, it may be that, after some time or even very long, they decide to part because they lack spontaneity, and that connection is useless. Libra man and Aquarius woman. They probably will not able to establish a healthy relationship, since their objectives and plans for the future, even if they have a lot in common and want to be together, are completely different. In this area, even partially, they will not be able to achieve an agreement. For he, Libra, the most essential priority is a tranquil family life, which he is willing to sacrifice to achieve. He needs nobody else, because his family's companionship is enough for him. He's a normal home bird. On the other hand, she, Aquarius, enjoys the friendly life and does not allow a house to be closed. Although she does not realize that this is her greatest characteristic and she is trying hard to change it, she would probably fail. Under such circumstances, she would not really be happy at all. In short, they're not going to start a family together, and even if they do, it won't be pleasant. 9. Libra and Capricorn. Libra woman and Capricorn man. In order to make their connection effective and durable, they must clear the space between them. They both have difficulty expressing their sentiments, perhaps because they're afraid to expose their vulnerability and get harmed. In consequence, Both sides do not know what they feel, and the uncertain position might generate conflicts and misunderstandings. In this situation, the key thing is to communicate honestly and freely about sentiments and all emotions and issues. Otherwise, they would not be able to address them, and the distance between them will develop. However, if they learn to be open and understanding, at worst, they have the opportunity to join together and assist one another. Fortunately, both are tolerant enough to not take into account the inconvenience of their partners as a reason to divide or even quarrel, which also looks good for the future. Libra man and Capricorn woman. It will certainly not be simple to last in such a relationship because they know that much effort and sacrifice is needed. He Libra and she Capricorn must, in the main, learn to communicate their feelings to their partner. Otherwise, they will never be able to completely understand each other and will always question whether such a connection exists. This will certainly not be simple because they both don't want to express feelings, but they should be conscious that the future of their relationship depends upon it, so they'll probably understand that efforts are worthwhile to break the ice. It is simpler if you support each other, as it's easier to discuss a problem with someone else than to confront it alone, because you can understand and tolerate one another better. When they are patient enough, there is nothing blocking their road to enduring pleasure and harmony. 10. Libra and Sagittarius. Libra woman and Sagittarius man. Most of them find common ground when it comes to having fun. You prefer to spend time relaxing together, but this understanding does not generally happen in any other sector of life. They not only lack the responsibility for another person, but also the tolerance and willingness to work together. Their family lives are a series of continual disputes on more or less significant issues, as they can't reach a compromise and expect each other to surrender. They also lack time and a will to ponder about their mutual wants, and thus they don't even fulfill their fundamental expectations. So they quickly realize that there is no sense in being caught up in such an odd relationship, and it would be better to split and find another person with comparable wants and aspirations for the future. Libra man and Sagittarius woman. There is some question if they will satisfy their requirements and meet expectations, since they are high for he Libra and she Sagittarius. Yet they have a wonderful opportunity to establish a solid, happy relationship, since they have a lot in common. And if they know that it is worth it, they will be prepared to renounce their expectations. The key thing for them is to spend a great deal of time together and to desire to do that, because nothing will help to save their relationship if they don't feel good together. It's worth finding a shared pastime or passion since it affects your sense of closeness and your collaboration favorably. Creation of a good house and a happy family will need a lot of effort, but they are both strong enough and ready for tough labor, particularly because they know that things will work well, so probably everything will succeed. 11. Libra and Scorpio. Libra woman and Scorpio man. Their connection will in many ways succeed. They regard each other deeply and are never bored in their own company. Moreover, they attempt to surprise each other. They are unpredictable and keep the partner continuously waiting for something fascinating. They constantly have a subject to talk to and appreciate each other. At the start of your relationship, love often doesn't exist, but there is a tremendous curiosity and passion. But they fall in love sooner or later, and it's not a normal sensation. As a genuine romantic, he Scorpio will always strive to seduce she Libra, again ensuring she continues to appeal to him while she keeps him confused, as she appeals to many people. But only Scorpio, her lover, is essential to her. Libra man and Scorpio woman. Despite, or maybe because too many differences, he Libra and she Scorpio understand and complement one another wonderfully. He Libra is full of personal charm and attractiveness and forgets her trust and a type of disdain for men. In addition, she is rather a brief lady who cannot control her emotions all the time, but a nice and calm he Libra can handle her and alleviate her worry. He can resolve any difficulties with his capacity to analyze and dissect every difficulty, which makes it clear to both that nothing is hard to conquer together. Their mutual respect and feeling of stability make them feel able to cope with it all, and they never grow bored, so there's no need to divide. 12. Libra and Libra. Libra woman and Libra man. It is a genuinely unusual combination, as it seldom occurs that the two like themselves don't get angry or bored in their own company, but quite the contrary, feel and understand each other completely. No surprise they attract one another since their first meeting, and they shouldn't modify much of their conduct or expectations in order to accommodate to the other. They fully understand their wants and strive to meet them as they realize how essential this is in two people's relationships. They also have a lot of attractive and fascinating qualities, so they generally remain interested for the full life of the relationship. In truth, a bit of boredom may arise, but in view of all their relationship benefits, it should be easy to resolve and allow them to remain close and happy.